me when you want the timer on.
Just a second. Oh, you have to reset the timer. You did.
That might help.
I'll take the 7 minutes.
You're done?
Why should we spend money on NASA when we have so many problems here on Earth? With $22.6 billion spent on last year alone, wouldn't that money be better allocated somewhere else? Well, my answer is no. And I'd like to show you my reasons why we should even increase the budget rather than decrease it. But first, I'd like to clarify one thing. What do you think the NASA gets each year? 1%? 5%? 10%? Well, Dave Mosher, a former senior space correspondent, has the answer. He found that the average response from American was 6.4%, an astonishing 13 times the amount it actually gets. So it comes to no surprise that over a quarter of Americans also wish to cut that budget. I'll use an analogy to show just how much it actually does receive. Let's say the US budget is 100 pennies, a full dollar. 16 pennies, or 16%, will go to the military. And then 60 pennies, 60% will go to social programs. We're thinking Medicare, social care, or Social Security, mind you, and health care. And finally, in reality, NASA receives less than 1/2 of 1 penny, less than 0.5%. Not a lot when you look at the whole picture, but I'll tell you what we do get from just 0.5%. But I'd like to start at my first question. Why should we even deal with budgets when we have these problems on Earth? The same type of question was asked millenniums ago. Why would humans ever plant the first seed, ever deal with irrigating and harvesting when they had so much time they needed to spend hunting and gathering? Why would we ever build ships and sail the seas when we had so many problems here on the land? Well, these moments in history are now known as some of humanity's greatest feats, and so too will space exploration. No one will forget the first lunar landing. My second point is a form of an extinction protection. Hollywood got it right when a meteorite came down, hit Earth. It'd be bad news. And sure, these space phenomena, a meteorite, a solar flare, or whatever it is, the chances are slim, but they're never zero. And the consequences are so dire, so destructive, that the measures we take are justified. The millions we spend on an early detection system for asteroids, and Elon Musk racing to Mars, they're expensive, but they're worth it. Think of a Mars colony as a backup hard drive for your computer in case something irrecoverable happens on Earth. We have a second restart. My third point is all that NASA's already done for us. They've, of course, sent up satellites that do different things. We have GPS when we're driving in Fargo. We have a 7-day forecast on the news. They help predict the paths of hurricanes, monitor crop yields, and prevent droughts. They not only improve the lives here on Earth, but they help save them. It's also unfair to ask NASA what it will discover. It was like asking Christopher Columbus what he'll find when he sails west. We have to take that chance. We have to invest first and see what we get later. My fourth point is some people may think we just take these large sums of money, these billions of dollars, put them on a spacecraft and sail it into space, never to be seen again. Well, that's not the case. Like the military, the majority actually goes to the employees, the workers, some of the most talented and educated people in America, some spending decades to work on their projects and a decade to get their degree. In fact, these salaries help grow the economy. Kimberly Amadio, a 20-year veteran of U.S. and world economies, said that in 2005, of the 20 or so-ish we put into NASA, we received $160 billion to help grow the economy. So clearly, if we can have an extinction plan, improve the technologies, and improve the lives here on Earth, all for an 8 times payout on the economy, there's nothing to hold us back. There's no reason to limit ourselves. There's no reason to cut the budget. My last point is the least concrete, but it may be the most important. We all had a childlike curiosity when we were young, trying to figure out the world around us. Science is no different. Astronomy is no different. They find rules to explain our physical world. I think our thirst for knowledge and our thirst for curiosity and imagination is best shown by one image. Some of you may recognize it because it's known by some as the most important image ever taken. It is a 10-day exposure image from the Hubble Deep Space Telescope in 2003. With the exception of 3, every single spiral, blip, spot, and speck of light is a galaxy with hundreds of billions of stars. Perhaps what's more fascinating is the field of view of such an image. Brian Braun is an avid reader and writer. He made a great comparison. The field of view of that image is comparable to looking through an eye of a pin at arm's length in the darkest part of the night sky. The magnitude and the vastness of space is unfathomable. It's too large to even comprehend. The magnitude makes our daily lives seem trivial. Our daily human conflict is trivial in the magnitude and vastness of space. There's no point to honk at the driver in front of you if you had a bad day. And there's no point to war in countries and have human conflicts in war when we should be working together to help sail the stars. But the first step will be to increase NASA's budget.